Guys, let's see here. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up probably about maybe 15 minutes ago, and I had another end of the world dream, guys. This is the third end of the world dream that I've ever had in my entire life. The first two end of the world dreams I had were very impactful. Um, If you want to go back and look in my videos of my two end of the world dreams, you can look at those. I posted those in January or February of 2018. But this is my third end of the world dream that I've ever had in my entire life, and I just had it just now. And let me tell you, I'm a little shaken up. But I wanted to share it with you guys while it was fresh and as fresh as it can be on my mind right now. Um, I just woke up, so sorry. I know my hair is a little messed up and stuff. Hi, Gigi. I just had another end of the world dream. I'm a little shaken up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay on track here. But basically, I was I was at the lake, and my family has a lake cabin. And I was at my family lake cabin. And what's weird is I was with some people that I don't really know. I don't know for sure who they are. Um, it was like two or three ladies. They were around my age, 25, 35-ish, somewhere in there. And anyway, so we're kind of just hanging out on the front porch of the Lake family house. And we're kind of looking out at the lake. And it's just at sunset, right when right like when the it's I should say it's just past sunset when the sun has set and you can't see the sun, but you can still see the light of the sun in the sky. Right when the stars are starting to come out, like just right when it's just starting to get black and the stars just start coming out, but you can tell that the sun just set too, like right at that dusk part, and we're kind of just sitting on the porch and we're looking at the sky, and these anomalies start going off, just like the Milwaukee sky video. How I was telling you guys that I had an anomaly video before, how they were red and stuff and they were going all over the sky. Well, this was the same thing, except for the sky was darker in this video, so they were white in this video. Okay, now they were white, just like the Milwaukee skies, just like Milwaukee sky video. Did the exact same thing, okay? And the dream that I had about it before, I had that dream before the Milwaukee sky video. You can go back and watch it. It'll show you the date on it. I had that dream before the Milwaukee sky video. When I saw the Milwaukee sky video after I had that dream, I about freaking fell on my face, you guys. Because it was the exact same anomalies, guys. And, okay, so I'm seeing these Milwaukee sky-like type anomalies. And again, in this dream, I'm like, we got anomalies, guys. We got anomalies. Just like I did in the other dream. Hi, Ontologic's Music. I just had another end of the world dream. This is my third end of the world dream I've ever had in my entire life. Well, you get to enjoy an end of the world dream while you're drinking your coffee. I'm a little shaken up about it. This is the third. I've had a lot of dreams. I don't remember very many of my dreams at all in my life. And I don't remember very many of my dreams in my life, let alone I've never had end of the world dreams until this January, February of this year. I had two end of the world dreams, and now this is my third one. So we're sitting at my lake house, at my family lake house, and I have some people there that I've never met in my life. Three ladies. I feel around 2 to 3 ladies were sitting on the front porch with me. And these anomalies started going off. And they're like the white Milwaukee sky white anomalies. Just like that. They're little white, weird little things that trace all over the sky. And I remember going, "We got anomalies, guys. We got anomalies." And we started looking up at the anomalies. And I can't describe to you how sudden it was and how scary it was. It was scary, guys. And what happened was is the anomalies started going off like the Milwaukee sky, and it just started getting worse and worse and worse and more and more and more anomalies, and it just got a lot in the sky going on all at once. And then the stars, like I was telling you, the stars were starting to come out, and the sun was, it was just getting dusk, and it was just getting to where the stars were coming out. And the stars just, the anomalies went, and got a bunch of anomalies going on, and then the stars just, I don't know how to describe it. You know how in the Bible it says how the stars fall? Well, it wasn't like meteorites falling from the sky. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, well, the stars are going to fall." Well, maybe it's meteorites. Well, this wasn't like meteorites. It was like the stars retracted away from the earth. I don't know how to describe it. But it was like man, I don't know how to describe the way what the stars did. But it's like the stars completely just retracted from the sky. You know, you would think, like, here's the circle object, and they're going all like this, and then all of a sudden it stops, and it's just these stars. This is just one star. And all of the stars come out. And here's one of the stars, and it does, all the stars do the same thing as this one I'm getting ready to show you as an example. They zoomed in real close, and then they retracted really fast. I don't know how to describe it. It was like the stars all come in really close, and then just was retracted just that fast. And the way it looked like, you know, when you take a camera, a night camera, and you go out and you take like the time lapse video of the night sky of the stars, and how the stars kind of just like wipe over the screen and like this tracer type line of stars, like it was just almost like that, like a time-lapse night star video where the stars kind of do that shining kind of tracer type thing, and they kind of traced in and swiped and traced out. And the Bible talks about the stars falling from heaven, but what's weird is these stars fell and then they retracted like they were all just taken away like that. And I remember us girls, I don't even remember who the girls were that were there. I don't know who they were. They might have been new friends that I meet later on down the way. I don't know who they were. But we were scared. And I remember us looking out at the lake. And one of the girls asked me, is the water receding or is the water rising? Okay? I felt like that was a very important question after what had just happened. And maybe these girls were only here to give me that information in this dream. Like, I wasn't supposed to know who they were. Sorry, it's kind of cold this morning and I'm camping. And so she asked me, is the water receding or is it rising? And I look out at the lake. And the water looked pretty low. But I could tell that it was rising. It looked like the water had receded, just like the stars, but in the opposite. The water had receded a lot. But then it was coming back up. After I answered her, I said, well, it looks like the water's coming back up. She asked me, well, what do you think about the stars? And I said, well, it looks like maybe the poles shifted or something like that. And she goes, yeah, well, maybe. And I'm like, okay. And what's weird, what happened after that is she asked me, she goes, can you still fly? And I was like, yeah, I can still fly. I mean, I'm in a dream, guys. I mean, when I was a kid, I had lots of flying dreams. Lots of flying dreams when I was a kid and a teenager. I had lots of flying dreams. I've never had end of the world dreams until this year, guys. This year. And that's why I've been sharing them, because this is my third one I've ever had in my entire life. So it's really, really strange to me that I'm having all of these end of the world dreams. All I know is this lady was here to ask me these questions for a reason in this dream, because I wasn't asking them. I was so scared and so mind boggled in the dream that I think she was like, hey, what just happened? Like, hey, okay, so at this point she's like, hey, can you still fly? I'm like, well, yeah, I can still fly. And what's weird is lately when I'm flying in my dreams, like the last fly dream I had was probably at least 5 years or more. I don't even remember my last fly dream. But usually when I'm flying, I'm flapping my arms, like a bird trying to fly. And these last 2 fly dreams, like the last 2 dreams that I've had where I was flying, I haven't had to flap my wings. All I had to do was just lift out my arms, and then the wind comes in. Instead of flapping my wings, it was more like a soar. Like I'm soaring in the air and not flapping my wings. So, and a lot of people have fly dreams where they're flapping their arms or, or they're flying like Superman or whatever. I've never flown like Superman. I did one time and that was it. But usually I'm flapping my arms. But here lately, these past couple years in my fly dreams, I'm just holding my arms out and I just soar. And I go, yeah, I can still fly. And I hold my arms out and the wind comes in and uplifts my wings, my arms. They're not really wings, but uplifts my arms and I start leaving the ground. And I left that cabin house, the family cabin house that I was at. I left that area and I went a couple cabins to the left I went a couple cabins to the left, like 4 or 5 cabins down the way. And I feel like it was about like the cabin area where me and my cousin catfished all the time. Me and my cousin as a kid, we would go 4 or 5 cabins down the way because they were never there. Had this huge nice cabin, but they were never there. But it was really good, and it was on the side, the tip of the cove, and it was just good catfishing right there. And so that's the cabin that I went to, I feel like. And there was a lady there, and she was on the front porch, and she looked scared. Because, I mean, she had to have seen just the same stuff that I just saw. So I kind of soar over to her place, and the wind kind of carries me over there. And I go over there, and I land on her front porch. And she gives me my lantern. Like, I have this little camping lantern that has a little button on it, that has batteries in it, that has a little camping lantern, you know? And it looks like a little lantern. It's not very big. And she handed it to me with the light on, and she goes, "Can you take this and put it on top of that ladder over there for me on the end of the dock?" There was a ladder on the end of her dock that went up to the top of a slide. A lot of people at the lake have these slides that go off the side of their dock into the lake, into the water. And I told her, I was like, sure, I'll. She told me she wanted me to put this light, this little camping lantern, that it was just for some reason that lantern looked just like my camping lantern. So I don't know if it symbolized my light or what. I feel like it symbolized my light, but yet she was talking about her husband. She said, "Can you put that light out there so my husband can see me?" And I was like, sure, I can, I can put that out there for you. No problem. So I take the lantern, and I remember looking at it on the way that I'm over there, like I'm soaring over there with the wind and stuff under my arms and soaring over there real quick. Like it's just easy to just fly around. And I kind of soar over there real quick, and I put the lantern on top of the ladder of this slide. And then all of a sudden, the water, I look over, and there's this huge, and I mean huge, indention. Like, I can't even describe to you how huge this indention was in the water, in the lake. And the water from the lake just consumed everything. Everything. And then I woke up. But what I want to say at the end of this dream, what happened, I don't know for sure. But what I feel like happened at the end of this dream was either a planet or a really big star hit the earth. And it was consumed. Everything was consumed by this object. And to be honest, I felt like it was wormwood. Now, the Father in heaven might reveal more to me about this dream later. But what I feel like this dream means is that wormwood is a real threat to Earth. Planet X, Nibiru, whatever you want to call it. But when I woke up this morning, I took maybe 5 to 10 minutes talking to the Father under my covers, a little scared, to be honest. And I was like, please, please, what does this mean? You know, like, this is the third one I've ever had. I'm like under my covers, like praying, like, what does this mean, Lord? Why are you giving me these dreams now? I mean, I've had several dreams in my life, but I've never had into the world dreams. And here, the last 4 or 5 years, I just don't remember my dreams that well. And this dream was just, it was very impactful, like the other end of the world dreams that I had. About the one where the bomb going off was the first one I had, which was anomalies. Like the Milwaukee sky. A bomb went off and I died in that one. The second one was a really horrible, horrible earthquake. And this one was wormwood. And I felt like when I was praying about it, I felt like the Father in heaven was saying, wormwood. That's all he said, wormwood. And I was like, oh my God. Guys, get ready. I don't ever have into the world dreams, I'm telling you. But it all happened that fast. The second I put my lantern on the top of that ladder, I looked back, I saw the curvature of the bottom of that planet hit the water, and it was over. Over. And I remember when I put my lantern on the top of, even though the lady told me to put the lantern on there, to put the lantern out there for her husband, it was my camping lantern. I remember looking at it on the way over there, and I'm like, this is the exact same camping lantern that I have. I remember looking at it. And I remember that being a significant part of putting that lantern on top of that ladder. We only have a short time to shine our light, you guys. And I remember when I put it on the top of that ladder that I slipped. I slipped on the top step. When I soared in and I landed on the top step of the ladder, I kind of slipped. I kind of slipped on the top. And I think that symbolized that I'm kind of stumbling a little bit. I got my lantern on the top of the ladder. But for me to slip like that, I felt like symbolized that um I don't know, guys. I just know that the Father in heaven has really impacted me with these end of the world dreams. And I've never had end of the world dreams. I've only had maybe one or two dreams in my entire life before these three end of the world dreams that I've had this year. Where, you know, like you jump off the end of a cliff and you die, you know, you almost die, or you die right before you hit the ground, or you wake up right before you hit the ground, or stuff like that. Like, I've had a couple dreams like that before, you know, so I'm not saying I've never had any dreams where I've almost died or whatever, but like I used to have a recurring dream about falling through this like falling through a like I'm always in this like Jeep like or a SUV type vehicle, and we're driving. I'm like with friends and family, and there's a bunch of people in the car with me, and we're driving across like the San Francisco Bridge. And it looks like the San Francisco Bridge to me. I've had to sum it up to that because I had that reoccurring dream many times in my life. And we're driving across the San Francisco Bridge, and there's a huge hole in the bottom of it, and we end up falling through the hole. And I remember every time I have this reoccurring dream, when we fall, I'm starting to remember this reoccurring dream as I'm dreaming it. I'm like, oh my God, we fell through the hole. Okay, this time I'm going to do this, and this time I'm going to do that. And when I fall into the water, like I bust open the window and I swim out. And as I swim up to the water of the surface to get air out of the vehicle, because the vehicle's sinking in the water, there's a shark. And what's weird is he never eats me, but he always scares the shit out of me. And he just kind of puts his nose on the end of my feet. And I kind of look at him like, don't you eat me. You know? And I don't know, every time I have that a reoccurring dream, I always am like, I'm not gonna make the shark appear. I'm going to make sure I get to the ladder at the end of the bridge before the shark appears, and I'm gonna punch the shark in the face this time, or, you know, but it always seems to happen differently. Because I try to make the dream happen differently, or I try to save my friends, or I try to get to the ladder before the shark gets to me, or whatever, you know, like I try to change the dream. But I kind of got off sidetrack because I didn't really want to talk about my reoccurring dream. I want to talk about the end time one. But it's just really weird to me, guys. It's out of all the dreams that I've had in my life, these were the most impactful dreams I've ever had in my entire life. I don't want to say they're the most scariest, but these three dreams that I've had this year, and I posted the other two in January or February. They're one of the first videos I ever put on here. I don't know. Something big's gonna happen soon. And it's ramping up. It's ramping up. And the Father in heaven has been revealing more and more to me with these dreams. And what I feel like is gonna happen from what I've gathered from my dreams. If you're worshiping Mary, okay, stop. That's what one of my dreams means. Stop worshiping Mary. Quit. It will lead to your own destruction. If you worship Mary or any of the saints, I beg you, stop now. That's what one of them means. The other one means that's the earthquake dream that I had. I was in a Catholic church and Mother Mary jumped off the balcony, okay? That's what that one means. That was the second one I had. The first one I had was about the anomalies, just like the Milwaukee sky, the anomalies. But in this one, they were red. And they all come together in a nuclear bomb and exploded and killed me. And whoever was in that house and everybody around me died. And that whole area died. Now, I'm not sure if it was like a huge nuclear bomb that took out that city. It took out that city and where I was. It didn't take out like the whole world. Okay, so to me that dream means there's going to be war, guys. There's going to be war in America. There's going to be bombs in America that are going to hit American people. And it's going to be way worse than 9/11 could ever be. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say that they're nuclear because I feel like this particular bomb dream it was a powerful bomb, but it wasn't like take half of the world away. You know what I mean? Okay, so that was the first end of the world dream that I had. And I had those back to back. I had the first night I had the bomb dream, and the second night I had the earthquake and the Mother Mary dream about. I'm telling you, if you're a Catholic and you're worshiping these saints and Mother Mary, the Father in heaven has told me to tell you guys in a dream, stop. Okay? And now this dream was about the stars retracting from the sky, the pole shifting as this planet hit the Earth. Maybe it's a really big dwarf star or something like that. I don't know what they call it. I don't really care what they call it. Planet X, Nibiru, whatever. But when I prayed about it, the Father said wormwood. And the last thing I'll say before I end this is remember. Remember. The devil comes first. Remember. The devil comes first. Do not be deceived. I don't care if an alien comes down and tells you that they are Jesus. I don't care who it is. But remember that he comes first. And I feel like he has to come first. These things have to happen before any of this happens. I don't know about aliens. You know that Ontologix music? I don't know whether they're good or bad. To be honest, I think there are both good and bad aliens. Just like there are good and bad angels. But I'm telling you right now, if an alien comes down in a spaceship and tells you that they are God, do not listen to them. That's all I know about aliens. If they come down in a spaceship and tell you they are God and you need to go with them, do not go. Don't go. Even if it's so rough here on Earth that you feel like your only option to save your family and to save yourself is to go with an alien, do not go. That's all I know. I don't know if it's a false rapture or what it is. I just know that when I got all into the aliens and stuff, because I've seen some weird stuff in the sky. Guys, I've seen some weird stuff. And I've prayed to the Father about it. Like in my waking life, I've seen some weird stuff in the sky. Like little red dots floating around and disappearing, and little white dots floating around and disappearing in the night sky out of nowhere. Like they come in out of nowhere, and then they disappear into nowhere. You know, it's like, what? I'll tell you my UFO story real quick. My battery's getting ready to die. I hope it doesn't die on you guys. Oh well, if it does, I don't care. Me and a buddy of mine, we're camping out off the side of a river in Missouri. And we're gonna go canoeing the next day. And anyway, him and me and his dog, and we're just chilling on the back of his truck, you know, looking up at the night sky. And we're just, you know, yapping about life and whatever. And then all of a sudden, these white dots start coming in from the horizon and going all the way across the sky. And the first two went all the way across in a straight line. And he goes, "Did you just see what I just saw?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, they're probably satellites or something like that, you know, because they went straight across the sky in a straight line, you know. They have to be satellites. And he's like, yeah. The second that we debunked it as satellites, some more white dots come in and they start going AWOL. They go swirling around this way and swirling around that way, and they start swirling and disappearing and reappearing and all these weird things. And we're like, I don't think these are satellites anymore. So that's what happened to me and a buddy of mine, and I'm going to leave it at that with the whole alien and end of the world dream thing. Get your lights shining bright, guys. Get your lights shining bright as you can for the Father in heaven. That is our only hope. I'm telling you guys, it's our only hope. That's it. Get your Father shining inside you as bright as you can today. Love and peace.